Hello, everyone, and here we have a new story. Before we get to that, I want to ask you to subscribe, like, and be sure to write comments in order to participate in the development of the community. Write how to improve my community, current topics in the stories you are interested in, and much more. I read and listened to all the comments. People write me stories by mail from different countries. There are problems with translation. I apologize for this. I will work on it and try to fix these errors. I want to thank everyone for their support and the people who wrote to me by mail. Broadcast news stories. New videos on my channel are published once every 2 days at 7 p.m. Don't forget to put a bell in order not to miss new videos. And now let's go. Hello, I want to tell you my story. I am 32 years old. The other day our marriage turned 10 years old. But this event was very sad. We're probably going to get divorced. We've been through a lot together and we have 2 children. We took out 2 loans. We have almost repaid one of the loans. We have also completed a major renovation in the purchased new apartment. I often traveled with my wife. We have experienced the death of loved ones on both sides. In general, we have experienced many moments in our life together. Along the way, 2 people can find enough reasons to break up. But this way, on the contrary, made us stronger. But now everything is coming to an end. In general, our relationship is 14 years old. When we meet, my wife was 17 years old and I was 18 years old. Youth, crazy love, a beautiful story. I felt at that time such feelings that I will not be able to experience in this life again. At least, that's what it seems to me at the moment. We talked for 2 years and then we lived together for a year and had a wedding. After the wedding, we lived a completely carefree life for 3 years. My wife was finishing her studies at the university and I was working. We flew on vacation to the ocean and so on. After a while, I changed my job to a more interesting and promising one. My wife graduated and got a job too. After a while, we had a baby. 2 years later, a second child appeared. The company my wife worked for went bankrupt and I applied for child care allowance. But my wife wasn't sitting at home doing nothing. She worked as a freelancer and she helped me in every way she could. Time passed and our children grew up. The youngest daughter went to kindergarten. My wife decided to get a full-time remote job in her specialty. At that time, the pandemic was playing out in earnest. As it turned out, specialists like my wife in demand at that moment and my wife began to earn well. For the first time, my wife started earning more than me. We also faced a discrepancy in work schedule. I would leave home in the morning and my wife would start work at lunch. We both have a standard 8-hour working day, and from that moment on, our ascent ended and a sharp descent began. Since the beginning of this year, claims from my wife have been increasing. As it turned out, I don't pay enough attention to her. I don't try to move mountains and climb to the top. I'm boring and not a romantic and so on. Around spring, my wife announced to me that she no longer loves me and that our marriage was a big mistake. After that, my wife moved me to the lower priority. And she also stopped talking to me about abstract topics. We talked only about children and everyday life. At first, it was very painful for me, but time passed and I got used to it. Then I developed the same indifference to my wife. At the moment, we don't care about each other. We live together as if we don't know each other. For our children, we are mom and dad, but we have become strangers to each other. In the wake of complete indifference to each other, we were able to agree on an approximate plan for further actions. We agreed to close the second loan together and proceed with the divorce immediately. As for the household sphere, I do a lot of household chores: cleaning, laundry, washing dishes, and so on. I also spend more time with the kids and cook dinner for them. Due to the schedule, my wife's communication with the children is very limited. In the morning, she takes them to kindergarten and in the evening puts them to bed, and that's it. I pick up the children from kindergarten and spend time with them until bedtime. Perhaps because of my fatigue from everyday life, I can be accused of a lack of romance. I don't even know. Anyway, I don't think I belong to the category of spouses lying on the couch and doing nothing. As for my current job, yes, I get paid less than my wife, but my job can't be called low paid either. The team and good management keep me in this job. We have been a friendly team for many years. We also grew up together and settled our lives. Everyone stands up for each other, and we have a very good relationship with our superior. I also really like my profession. I feel in my place. However, I tried to go to a couple of interviews for a higher paying job, but I got nothing but stress and dislike. I like that I have a decent flat where my children live, that there is everything necessary for life in a favored job. Of course, I don't think I've achieved everything in my life, but at this stage, I don't want to leave my comfort zone. Maybe I'll do it a little later, when my children are older. On the contrary, my wife is categorically not satisfied with my path. She needs me to. There was a goal beyond the horizon and run towards her. For example, she would like to move to another country, but apparently, in the wake of a large financial income, she wants freedom. We are preventing my wife from feeling this freedom. Lately, I've noticed that my wife is burdened not only by me, but also by my children. By the way, we both admit that we are independent adults, and I cannot change my wife for the better for myself. I won't be able to influence her, and I won't be able to change myself. The psychologists I have contacted advise me to gradually move towards divorce without violent emotions. They say that we have reached an intersection where one person needs to go left and the other to the right. Indifference is worse than hatred. There's nothing left to save. We are originally different people and we have different characters. After a while, we realize this. To be honest, I feel insulted at the moment. It seems to me that our love that began at the age of 18 has come to an end. In marriage, my wife is not love me. I was just a comfortable option for her. In general, I feel like a fool when I said that we have true love. I was disappointed in the girls. I was disappointed in the institution of marriage. I'm disappointed in myself. However, my life only goes on in a different color that I don't like. All this will have to be overcome and conclusions drawn. I need to bring joy back into my personal life. By the way, my wife decided to surprise me on the 10th anniversary of our anniversary. She confessed that she had a lover and she cheated on me. She admitted to having sex with him for 4 years. In general, all this time I was a horned deer. I do not know why we needed joint visits to psychologists. She was just making a fool of me. Anyway, we got divorced and I have to start a new life. At the moment, I live alone and visit my children on weekends. I help them financially. My wife lives with her lover. Generally, man, I want to tell you not to believe the girls. They just use us for their comfort and desires. Be careful when choosing a girl. I want you not to repeat my mistakes. All good and healthy relationships hugged all of you. If you like the story, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss new videos. Now let's move on to the opinion of the author of the channel. The opinion of the author of the channel. According to tradition, I want to wish you strength and patience. After listening to your story, I initially wanted to say that you need to fight for your relationship, but in the end, I heard that your wife was cheating on you. Therefore, I can confidently say that you made the right choice. Before cheating, you had a routine in your relationship. This could all be fixed. I do not know why psychologists advise you to get a divorce. Maybe they knew that your wife was cheating on you. In general, you are right. We need to start a new life. Time will pass and you will find a good girl. I know that nowadays it's almost not real, but anything is possible. Don't blame yourself in any way. Time will pass and the disappointment will be left behind. If you have watched to the end, I want to say thank you very much. I love you all. Thank you for joining me on this exciting journey of love, betrayal, and redemption. I appreciate your support and encourage you to subscribe, like, and share this story. Your participation and feedback are invaluable for shaping our content and promoting mutual understanding and community growth. Until we meet again.